Milky Way News with Carter and Joseph.
Hello, Milky Way, and everyone who has a TV or hologram, and welcome to the Milky Way Newsroom.
Yes, one of the places here to have weird organisms is Earth, which contain humans.
I forgot, today's May 28th, 1775 in human years.
You are correct. Anyways, on Earth, there has been an uprising in the land of America. Joseph and I will tell you about the events happening from the 4 years in human years, of course. 2 weeks for us.
The overview of the news today: the Boston Massacre, the Boston Tea Party, which is not a real tea party, the Midnight Ride, and the first bloodshed of the uprising.
There's also an exclusive interview with Ben Franklin, and we get to hear the speech of Sam Adams.
Let's start the news. Well, according to my papers, this revolt started with taxes on regular stuff that the colonists enjoy: tea, sugar, and etc. So on March 5th, 1770, angry colonists revolted against a British soldier named Hugh White with sticks, oyster shells, rocks, and seashells, and snowballs as well. And then a company of British soldiers came, and apparently some guy struck a soldier, and the soldiers pretty much shot the crowd. And then, now here it is, with the captain telling them not to shoot, but then this fatal event already happened.
That Boston Tea Party with another major event. It was on 12/16/1773, midnight. Well, the colonists made a group called the Sons of Liberty. They were still angry that they were paying for a tax for tea. So they ransacked 3 ships with tea, dressing as Mohawk Indians. Logical, right? Anyways, they dumped over 342 chests of tea into the Boston Harbor. So the British were angry and shut down Boston Harbor and forced people to pay for the tea.
This is getting boring, but you guys asked for it. The Midnight Ride is another key event as well. Well, of course. The British were going to arrest John Hancock and Samuel Adams, 2 leaders for the colonists. They were also going to seize the colonists' gun equipment and guns stored in Lexington and Concord. So Paul Revere, William Dawes, and Samuel Prescott rode to Lexington to warn John Hancock and Mr. Adams that the British were coming, and Revere got captured, while Prescott and Dawes were able to ride to Concord.
This event led to this. The shot heard around the world. Well, Earth couldn't really hear the whole thing, but it was the beginning stage of a war. So when the British got to Lexington, 70 militiamen met like some 400 soldiers. Well, the militia obviously lost, but the British couldn't find the guns from the militia. So they went to Concord, and 1,000 men met the 400 soldiers, and the British lost, fleeing to Boston for their lives. So the war was started.
Next is the interview. This is the interview with Dr. Franklin. Dr. Franklin is coming in right now. Hi, Dr. Franklin. How do you do?
I don't be so formal around young people. Call me Ben. Also, what's a thingy over there?
It's a camera.
Where's it from? Can I make it? Are you from the future?
Well, it's from the deepest of Antarctica. It's only available from the resources there.
Why are you...
Ben, did you teach yourself how to swim?
Yes, actually.
I know it's been hard for you because your wife has passed away recently. Did that make you more determined to fight for independence?
Yes, my wife was my inspiration, and always wanted to have America independent. Through her passing, it had made me work harder and any way to become independent.
Oh, you said you came in very prepared with a speech with your answers gonna be typed out. With your answers typed out.
Yes, I wanted to look good on... What is that?
It's from Antarctica. Well, that's very, very tragic. I'm very sorry to hear that. What would you decide when you were the lawyer? Would you prosecute the soldiers or defend the soldiers from the Boston Massacre?
Well, I would probably defend them. I would have agreed because it is an act of self-defense. Like John Adams, just because I fight for independence doesn't mean I can be unfair and unjust.
I agree. Why did everyone choose General Washington instead of General Lee?
We chose Washington because he has the leadership and he's very calm. But when he speaks, everyone obeys. However, General Lee is less serious about the soldiers, even though he had more experience as a fighter. Also, he's very unsanitary.
I agree. What acts were too intolerable for you? Why?
The intolerable acts in the Stamp Act, because you had to pay a tax for everything. And I use a lot of paper. I read a lot of almanacs, and I have to pay the price of another pamphlet for just one pamphlet. Can you believe this?
I couldn't believe in the intolerable acts as well. I had to pay more money for less objects of desire. What type of government is your committee going to choose after the war is won?
A democracy where people have a voice. We are always wanting that. Ben Adams making a short speech on independence. Call me Ben. You are wonderfully welcome.
That's Ben Franklin. Thank you for having me here. Since you're my fellow close comrade, I'll speak less formal than usual and have a short saying. I'm strongly opposed to the British for many logical reasons. First of all, yes, I much so realize that us colonists are smuggling goods, but that does not give Britain the right to search every ship they please and accuse one who may have even not smuggled any goods. Furthermore, the king cannot simply decide to remove our most fundamental freedoms. Us colonists have experienced the heavy-handed blunder of the soldiers. The result was a bloody catastrophe. Now we have shown we colonists must break from this wretched king before more damage is done. We have fought for the king to obtain land, but no. We have to pay these idiotic taxes for Britain's debt. As Sons of Liberty, we have done our best in revolt. We have shed many comforts, blood, and sweat. As a result, a war is now in place. Now, as soldiers, we must work as hard as possible. We must win this war for independence. I have a reverie that my prosperity will live in a free country, without paying a tribute towards Britain. What's happening? What?
Oh, very nice speech, Sam Adams. Very deep. So you as a patriot, you have your bet on the Patriots winning the war?
There is no bet. We are fighting for only one thing, liberty. I'm confident that we will win. Well, thank you for having me here. And of course, I shall be off a private meeting to attend. So, bye.